Well, welcome to the first game in the set between Vikingos Nomadas in the odd colors up against Tridente, which of course is the team of the organizers for Virgo Cup. So let's give a shout out for them. Thank you for organizing this tournament, of course, you guys, because I've really enjoyed it. I think everyone has really enjoyed this edition. It's been amazing so far. But yeah, of course, they like to join as well. I haven't gotten a chance to really cast them either. So this time around, you guys are my target. So we are casting this Category A matchup between these two very strong teams here. This should be a good one. Well, let me just introduce the players here. Let's just start with blue because it's number one. Here we have for Vikingos Nomadas, we have Wineland here in the blue playing as the Vikings. The nomadic Vikings playing as Vikings. You know, it's fitting. It's fitting. In the green here, we have Teletubby Violetta playing as the Franks. Love that as well. In the teal, we have, well, you could say Rough 14N, but I think it's supposed to say Ruffian or something like that. Playing in the teal as the Sicilians. And then here in the gray, we have Miss Flower playing as, well, I'm going to say she now because it says Miss. So she's playing as the Vietnamese in the gray. On the other side for Tridente, we have Spirit of the Lag playing as the Saracens in the red. Awesome stuff. Then we have Dragan playing as the Magyars in the yellow. Awesome stuff. Then in purple, we have Cabo BV playing as the Berbers in the purple. Good stuff. And then last, the strongest player, self-appointed from Tridente, Luke Sky, playing in the orange as the Ethiopians. Awesome stuff. Now, let's, is there any civ that I really want to talk about? Not really, right? Like, most of these civilizations are, you know, quite standard here. It's a player bonus, not... Wait, Luke Sky plays with 3 boars? Ow. It's a player bonus, not a civ bonus. What? Did you lame? Because I, of course, didn't see that. Oh, boy. Let's see, 2 boars. I think you lame, didn't you? Did I miss that? I must have missed that. Well, so far for the Vikings players, for the Viking player here, having 2 boards. Yeah, Luke's laughing in chat. I guess he did lame. I was so busy introducing everyone that I didn't see that. So I guess some extra food here for orange. Good stuff. It was so quick for everyone to see. I'm not even sure if... Yeah, I mean, blue at this point is probably aware of that he's pushing in his deer, which is, you know, this is the good reaction, right? When you get lamed, you push in some deer to, you know, re-stabilize your economy. Good stuff. You need to push in like 2 or 3 to like... Well, actually 3 to make up for the food loss, which bit of rehash slaying, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, nice nice boar lame then for the master boar's lamer then. Cough cough. Anyways, let us talk about some resources here, right? Because that's what, if we don't have to talk about civs, at least we can talk about the resources for the flank and what they look like. We got a forward gold here for gray. You know, a main gold actually, which is quite far out there, next to a hill as well. So that's a risky gold. Berries are also forward as well, and some deer. And I think teal actually pushing in the deer for gray as well. Look at the teamwork. Look at the teamwork there. They're together. They're pushing in that deer. Look at that. Don't you just love that? And then the deer's like, nah, 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 nah. There we go. Awesome stuff. Gray, of course, has some golds in the back, so you should probably be fine with that. This gold is, of course, kind of rough with that hill being there and all. This gold is, at least it's nice to have options, right? It's nice to have options. You know, for example, here, red doesn't have as many options here. It has a forward gold, which is quite far away, and its main gold is also forward as well. So we'll have to wall around that if he wants to secure that. Could maybe even think about walling between the lines and the edge of the map here, but it is quite far forward, and instead he's going to wall right there, which makes sense to me. But yeah, unfortunately for red, that gold is kind of forward as well. So lots of forward golds here for Spirit of the Lag. I'm pretty sure he's probably not very happy to see that. Unfortunately, that's just what can happen on Arabia/Patagonia for you. It's part of the game and adapting to it. And then the berries are forward too. Press F. Oh man. any case, on the other side here, we got a forward berries here for orange, another forward gold as well, which, you know, it's not a gold you're going to be going for anytime soon. That's a gold you have to TC first. But, of course, has a main gold in the back. We'll be very happy with that. There's, you know, it's quite an easy-ish wall up on the top here. You know, if you wall up between this, if you kill that wolf, wall there should be good, as blue is letting orange know that he knows where orange is, as orange is about to lose a scout here because green's gonna win that. And boop, there goes the scout. And yeah, orange wisely walling in his villagers on the gold, because when there's 2 scouts around from your opponent, then you know vills can die. And last here on the other side, as purple is expertly dodging some TC arrow fire there, blue has a back main gold here, which he's taking right now. If he walls between the edge of the map and wood line, should be fine. Forward gold, walling around it, good stuff. And let's see what the other golds are. Right here in the middle of nowhere, that's not a gold you want to be taking. And another gold quite close to his main gold. So some options, but honestly, the point you're pushed off at this gold, you're probably going to get pushed off at that gold as well. So it's always good to scout what your options are as yellow is chasing away the Magyars. Is using his Magyar scout to chase away the Sicilian scout. Of course, Magyars get that attack upgrade for free every age. So Magyar scouts at the start of every age are very dangerous until everyone else gets the upgrades. Well, looks like we're not seeing a lot of men-at-arm aggression here, as in none, which is, you know, makes sense at this level, as blue is just kind of trying to delay these archery ranges here. Probably not too happy about getting lamed, of course. Has his archery ranges up already, so probably can get maybe an archer out before orange clicks his, so it's a small advantage, but things snowball fast, as we have seen. Red getting his archery ranges up as well. Scouts out for the Sicilian player, but of course has one weaker scout because he took some damage there. It's also going to be difficult to fight the Magyars, again, until you get the attack upgrade or the defense upgrade. The Magyar scouts just are a tad stronger than you are, as, oh boy, green looking for some kills here, finds a walling vill for orange. Orange is trying to pull her back to the DC. She should make it, unless green blocks this properly. Green is blocking this quite probably, but gets too close to the DC. Will run away. Yeah, nice save from orange there. Almost a nice snipe from green to find that. On the other side, purple is looking for some kills, but I think purple must have run into the TC because these scouts are very weak here. So yeah, I think we did eat some TC fire there. Very hectic so far. Green just kind of running around the back here looking for some kills here and there. Purple is pretty walled on the right side already, so he's probably fine. At this point, you might hold team wall, man. Yeah. Let's see, blue's got 7 archers here. Do they have fletching? Not yet, so he's probably going to keep those at home for now. You know, you don't want to lose any units, of course, because numbers, it's all about numbers and positioning. Now, this is actually going to be a really important hill to control for red and gray here. Like, this hill runs from one base to another, but it's especially important for red, because this hill is the key to his gold. If gray gets a siege workshop up right there, that'd be bad. That'd be very bad for red there. As green actually makes it into purple's base here. Purple forced to drop some quick walls on his wood line. Might lose a villager there. Whoop, whoop. There, one villager going down. That vill might go down as well if green focuses it down. And there's still some more. There's still some more villagers. Quick wall, quick wall, quick wall. Oh, that was close. Indeed, a snipe. As we had a little bit of a lag spy. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, see, there you go. Yeah, those lag things aren't me. It's usually just lag in game, and it carries over into the recording. As purple miraculously saving most of his villages there. Only lost one here actually, so they're good. Kwan says, wasn't it illegal to lame in this tournament? Nope, actually, laming is totally legal here. So you're allowed to lame whenever you want. You're allowed to sling whenever you want as well. And also, welcome to the channel actually, because Twitch actually implemented something, right? I can see now it's a first time chat from the viewer. So actually, that's fun that I can see that now. I saw that on Twitter. They said that the other day that they were implementing that, which makes it nicer, you know, because then I know when people are newer to the channel, and I can properly welcome them and make them feel at home. As we have an engagement here between yellow and teal scouts here. Gray losing a bunch of scouts here as well. Spirit of the Punk says, come on, Spirit, you can do it. Spirits, of course, gotta stick together. Yeah. Yeah, it was a bit better engagement there for yellow and red, I would say here. Gray losing a bunch of archers there. Gray also forced to drop a tower on his gold. A tower that does not really shield his gold that well, or her gold. Because it says Miss Flower. Like, I don't know. I'm just going to assume that most players are still male. But if you have a female name, I will still say she. And yeah, you're welcome, Anquan. As yellow breaks into the base here, and gray will have to evacuate some of her vills there. And at least one villager going there. And Luke Sky says Miss Flower is a girl. Well, there you go. That makes everything makes more sense then. So me calling her she is totally fine then. Good stuff. Yeah, I think red and yellow, they're just kind of hanging around, you know, just kind of threatening gray's base. But yeah, they're just gonna keep their armies safe. You don't want to lose your armies here, of course. Especially not when you do notice that the opposite side is in a rougher position, right? You know, if blue and green are able to, you know, ask questions from purple here without opposition, that's not a good sign here. Purple is hanging around with some scouts, doesn't have any upgrades on them, could consider getting upgrades, honestly. He's getting a lot of scouts right now. He's making more as green is on his way to Castle Age. So I think purple looking to take a fight here. Orange should probably send over his archers, so we're about to see a fight here. Let's look over to the other side as yellow trying to break in here. Dragon says other side was fine, our best player was just taking a nap. That's hilarious. Cuff, cuff. Well, they're looking for it right now. Green, of course, green and blue cannot run away from this. They're being cut off from their retreat here. So purple and orange are looking to kill this army, especially as upgrades are coming in for green here. Blue hasn't clicked up here, so he's not. That's fine for now. Yeah, clearing up 10 archers and a bunch of scouts would be nice. You know, you don't want scouts like this to run in the back of your economy. But of course, green and blue, they're just idling right now. They're just running away, buying more time. And this is actually really good because these armies aren't going forward right now. They're right here in the back of Orange's economy, really, where they're not doing damage to blue. And blue can just sit at home with his archers. Green can sit at home and they're all fine. So far, play pretty good. Now, even though these scouts aren't gonna contribute much in the next age, like the more value you can get out of them, the better. You know, if you're still idling, there's no game sound. Oh, damn it! Did I mute it again? There hasn't been any game sound the entire time then, man. Of course, I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting to unmute that one. It's two separate mute buttons on in the Streamlabs here. And I always mute both of them when I go when I mute my microphone, right? Because reasons. Well, that sucks. I guess when I like upload the video from last set, then I'll just like make the I'll just sit there and dub in my my own game sounds, right, to accompany the game. You know, no one will notice. Thanks for letting me know though, Spirit. Appreciate that, because I can hear the game sounds, right, because I'm in the game, so I wouldn't notice that ever. Anyway, yeah, still blue sending in his reinforcement now. Has a lot of archers here. It is Viking archers versus Ethiopian archers. Ethiopian archers are better than Viking archers because they fire faster, but Vikings, of course, insane economy. So, you know, which is better? Who knows? But blue about to hit Castle Age here. And not so much for orange. The orange will have to be careful here. We will be behind in the getting crossbows, so you don't want to lose your forces here. Looks like gray and teal keeping their armies at home for now, just for safety. So all eyes are on the right side here. Can orange and purple hold against this aggression now? The gate goes down. Crossbow is about to come in here, as is Botkin arrow. There's some knights in here for green as well. This is a really risky situation right now for orange. He does not want to lose his archer numbers before upgrades. He's 77% of the way, but blue is right here. Crossbow comes in. And blue is actually so confident he's going to dive the TC right now. They want to kill Orange's army. Orange forced to drop back all these villagers. This is chaos. Chaos right now. I should have sold my stone and go up faster. I think, yeah, being behind to Castle Age really cost Orange right now. He lost his forces there. Blue is still in here with an army, and now you're in trouble. Because now you make it to Castle Age, you get crossbow, you get Buck and arrow. And then suddenly you're just behind by a full army. Yeah, Luke Sky says to compete with the Vikings eco. Honestly, I agree. I agree, because like Vikings, the longer they are alive without damage, the worse it gets for you, because you will be behind. And then, and like I said, because they were idling the armies from orange and purple in the back of the economy, blue didn't suffer any damage whatsoever, and blue with Vikings is gonna have a better uptime than you in most cases, because the economy is just so much better. And now it's even worse because he has hand card as well. And lots of villagers did go down there for orange, down to 22 vil. So unfortunately for orange, this is time to go into a living punching bag mode, as I like to call that. You are the punching bag of the team right now. But Gray, kind of in a similar role on the other side here, doesn't have too many archers. Well, actually, it's quite a good number of archers. Never mind. But still, positioning rise, right? Yellow and red are doing a bunch of damage to Gray, like causing a lot of idle time here as well. But yeah, Teal and Gray looking to take the fight here. Gray's deleting buildings. That should immediately tell you that Gray and Teal want to fight here. So let's see how this fight is going to go. With the game sound now. That's Gray deleting more and more buildings. I hope she didn't get housed there. I don't know. Yellow, with the Magyar Knights, of course, has that extra attack. Also has better armor upgrades. Looks like it's a better fight here for Yellow and Red there. Even though Yellow lost most of his Knights there, I think Gray there is gonna lose. Oh, might lose the crossbows. Gray actually retreating into the tower. I like that. Yeah, keep your archers alive as good as you can, because you have to keep those alive. But yeah, Red has a nice position. Has a forward. Well, someone has a forward Vil here. As the Kiki says, GG. Oh, we're not there quite yet. But, oh, and Purple just realized, and he's like, no, my army was forward. That's annoying. And it's worse for Purple too, because how do you fight this, right? When there's not that many crossbows from Blue here, but still, crossbows and Knights, you're taking so much more damage if you fight. As Yellow is killing a bunch of villagers in the woodline here for Gray. Lots of villies going down there. And Gray's down to 35 bills. So again, Orange and Gray both taking a lot of damage here. As the Saracen archers coming in clutch here, as Spirit of the Lag is just going to destroy this tower now. And this town center might very well be next if Gray doesn't fix this soon. In the meantime, Purple just trying to hold on right now. Blue and Green have decided that Orange is not really worth their time anymore, because they did enough damage there. So they're actually just going straight for Purple now. But yeah, Purple and Orange are cutting off the reinforcements here, so Blue can't really reinforce this main army right now, which is pretty good. In the meantime, going to take out this town center. That shouldn't take too long here. Saracen archers with the extra attack bonus versus buildings doing very well here. And Gray losing ground fast. 30 villagers now. The exact same number as Orange. So it's, again, we have ourselves an even game here. But Purple. Oh, but Purple now losing a bunch of villagers here. Not all these villagers fit into your town center as well. So Green just has a free buffet here, eating villagers wherever he goes. Ay. Of course, still dealing with this army in the back. Very difficult. What happened to the reinforcement armies? I think we had another fight over here, and considering Blue is still alive, I don't think that went too well for Purple and Orange then. Well, this is starting to look a little bit rough here on this side, because this is just like, this is hell, right? This is hell, as Purple is trying to trap this army, but unfortunately another hole right there, so it gets out nevertheless. Blue knows he will probably lose this army at some point, but is perfectly fine idling his opponent's TCs for now. Another town center going down for Gray as well, so Gray will have to keep running away from this as well. But they have the hill. They have a really nice hill here. Teal with a lot of army as well. So Red, although they have a lot of archers here, Saracen archers, man. Look at my base though. Oh. Uh-oh. Knights from Green. Can they run through? I think that house actually saves you there. For now, I think you're gonna be fine here for now. Got a lot of some house walls in there, should be good. Man, yeah, Green and Blue, they're just like, nothing is stopping us. We can just go wherever we want here. Blue, in the meantime, also still harassing orange. Because, like, I think it's a mistake. It would be a mistake to just ignore orange altogether. Because if orange can still get to an army with Ethiopians, they're still dangerous. As the knights break in on the other side, yellow fighting with some knights here as well to deal this. But some villagers off the gold now. That was 4 villagers dead here. And green is just raiding all over, and the problem with that is that yellow has to send his army back. Also taking a huge fight over here right now, but gray is not in position here. His crossbows are down there, so red getting in a bunch of free shots. And I think that's what's saving them right now, because green sending in knights, teal sending in right knights. Actually, that's a lot of knights going down. That's a lot of knights going down. And they realize, purple dead, orange dead. Dragon has to defend his own base right now. Can't send knights forward to help with the push. With red, and even though Spirit of the Leg cleared out gray's base, and then also broke into orange's base. Yeah, GG. Yeah, that's cute. Look at that. Miss Flower says GG, but then spelled like that. I like that. It was a really good game though. Really good game. I think like for a while there, both sides had a really nice position there, but I think green and blue just deciding to just switch it over, basically starting to hit every base. It just puts you for an impossible position, because if you're yellow, for example, here, how much do you help the other side? If you send knights that way, then suddenly red is on his own, and look what would have happened here in a sec. Red would have gotten destroyed by these knights here. Yeah, Luke, you guys didn't play bad at all. Like, they did, and they he says, but they were really smart, attacked me at the right time. Exactly. Like I said, like Vikings have window, like Age of Empires, all about windows. And for Vikings, it's always the start of each age, because if you don't take damage, your economy is going to be better than your opponent. You will get up faster than they will, if you click up in time, that is. And you can use that faster uptime to take good fights. And as you saw, like Orange here had to fight with archers against knights and crossbows, and that's not a good fight ever. And then losing your army, and then suddenly you can't do anything anymore. So that was the exact right time to hit. Had they waited a minute longer, purple would have been here with knights, orange would have had crossbows. This would not have happened. It was because they fought in that window, and that is correct. Then the other side, this was looking way better, and honestly, I think they would have been able to eventually win that fight against the Sicilian player as well, even though the Sicilian player was spamming a lot of knights, which is the right call. But yeah, if yellow has to come back home with knights to defend his own base, then you can't push. It's so difficult to push on your own as a flank player. Let's have a look at the statistics while I update the scoreboard. There we go. That should be updated now. Let's have a look here. Yeah, KD there, yeah. But blue getting a lot of kills as well. Like, and green, like they were rampaging to the back of Tridente's base there, and that was rough to stop. And the defense from gray and especially teal, with the lots of knights there was very solid, keeping red and yellow away from teal's base as long as they could, because by the time they were starting to push that, green and blue were in the back of yellow's base. And then, yeah, you're just in a pickle then. But man, look at that, 77 army from red. That's crazy. And imagine if the other side had been able to hold there. Could have been in a completely different game there. Economy for Sicilian economy, pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. Some slinging going on. They slung some food to Gray, of course, to make sure that she could get up as well, or whatever that food was used for. Village high. Wow, the boom from teal was actually pretty good there. Vil count here. Vil count. That's what matters as well. Like, that's also a thing, right? If you have to save your flank and you have to make a lot of knights, you can't make a lot of vils, and you do lag behind in the vils. And of course, losing a bunch of vils doesn't help your vil count as well, so yeah. Alrighty. Well, let's go to the second map then here, which will be Iceburn, which is the home map for Tridente. Let's see, can they turn it around here and beat Vikingos Nomadas? We'll see right now. And here we go. Awesome stuff. So, welcome to Iceburn. Yes, one of the craziest maps in the tournament. It might not be a whole lot of fun to play it, but it's definitely a lot of fun to watch people struggle on it. Nah, just kidding. But it actually, you know, the AI is pretty good at this map. I kind of I played some games against the AI when I was testing out the map here. You know, it's actually really good at spamming buildings in the back and just sending forward units. You know how good the extreme AI is at spamming units late game. It's crazy. Anyways, yeah, I agree. It is definitely one of the best maps in the tournament. We've seen some crazy games on this. So it's the home map, of course, for Tridente. So let's start with introducing the players. We'll just start in the corner here. In the orange, we have the best player from the last match, Luke Sky himself, playing as the Persians. And look, like I said, Persians in the back for booming into Paladins. Awesome stuff. In the purple, we have Cabo going for Japanese. Interesting. In the yellow here, we have Indians for Dragon. Again, I thought Indians would probably be a good pick here, and I'll show you in a sec why. In the red here, we have Byzantines for Spirit of the Lag. Then on the other side, for Vikingos Nomadas, we have Ruffian, or Ruff14N. I'm just going to call him Ruffian. Playing as the Koreans. Awesome stuff. I like that a lot, actually. In the green, we have Teletubby Violetta playing as the Khmer. Interesting. Thought Khmer would be gray, but actually Khmer is green. In the teal, we have Miss Flower, and she's playing as the Portuguese. And then here in the gray, we have Cumans for Wineland. And actually, I like that a lot as well. And I know that Tridente, they wanted to pick Cumans, right? It's their home map. They wanted Cumans, and they wanted to do this as well. Now, let's just quickly explain Iceburn. It's pretty self-explanatory, of course. All the players, as you saw, start in a line. All the wood is in between. The players here as well. You know, so if you want wood, you kind of need to control the central wood line. There's 2 berry bushes per player, but no boar. So if you want extra food, you have to go out to the shorefish, which is why Indians is a great pick on this map, because Indians take shorefish significantly faster than anyone else. You know, so this is good stuff indeed. There's 6 of those pawns spread out across the map. The ones in the middle are bigger because you kind of have to share them with the other team, right? You can struggle over them, but the reward is greater. Lots of extra food, but your vills are exposed. And of course, players have extra resources, you know, all along the side of their base there. You know, it's pretty fine. Of course, you can expand out into the wasteland where there is no wood. It's completely open for the extra resources here as well, which have actually spawned quite evenly here. Like, we've had a few map generations where there was like, it's kind of like this, right? There's like literally no resources down here. Like I draw an imaginary line across the map here, and if you look at that, less extra resources for Tridente in that case. You know, more of them for Vikingos Nomadas. Of course, we might not get to that point, right? So, you know, we'll see. Actually, we had one generation where all the gold spawned in the north and all the stones spawned in the south, which was kind of weird. Like, literally, like, perfect separation. I mean, it was good for my my faux OCD, but yeah, I mean, I can imagine that if you're expanding and then you only hit stone, that isn't really encouraging. In any case, we should probably have a talk about the civs and what strategy to go for on this map. So, as you have probably already guessed, the players are kind of hunting around with scouts, looking for lone villagers to pick off, right? As you have already guessed, red and blue were always in the same position on this map. It's always red and blue closest together. This is where all the aggression will come in, right? Like, a lot of the aggression will take the shortest route to the other side. So yeah, if you're red and blue, you're kind of screwed, as I like to put it. So you kind of need to pick a civ that doesn't need to boom a lot to be effective and is good at being screwed, right? In other words, a defensive civ. 2 of the best defensive civs in the game, Koreans and Byzantines. I always say these civs work out well, and I've seen them work very well on this map. So, you know, Byzantines with the more HP on your buildings, the cheaper trash units, you know, just if you need to make some in a pinch. Koreans with the towers, with the war wagons are very good. You know, so I like both of these civilizations a lot. You know, a civilization that I like as a combo as well is we have an entire rainbow going on here. Pretty much every scout on the map is right here right now, except orange. Look, where are you? Yep, well, now it's 4 versus 3 scouts here, and blue unfortunately has to run away there. And, yeah. What was I saying again? Oh yeah, right. I was talking about civilizations here. So I like Indians again because of that food. That food bonus is really good. Another civ that I like is Bulgarians because of the Krapos. The aggression is pretty good as well. Now the civilization that you have in the second position is not a civ that can easily boom, and not because it's not possible, because red should shield you a bit from aggression, but you kind of have to help red with some mobile units, say scouts and knights and things like that, or camels, right? So that's probably the role for yellow and here the Khmer player. Now I figured the Khmer player would actually be more in the back because the last two players, right, the pocket players, they can have a different role. They can wall up a bit more, especially the player in the back. They can wall up, they can go for a boom. Right, normally you go fast castle. In the case of the Cuban player, you do not go fast castle, you go fast feudal, get a second TC up, and then you boom into a faster, no, not a faster castle age, but a castle age with more villagers, right? You'll see in a sec. We'll compare vills between gray and orange and see who has the better boom. But yeah, because you're so far away from your opponents, you can get away with a boom, right? You can then either enter the game with late castle age military and have a good economy to spam a lot of it, or you can go fast to imp and go, say, straight into paladin, which is and all the possibilities. So that's probably what the Persian player could be thinking of here. For gray, of course, could also be thinking of paladin. You're Cumans after all. Kipchak is a possibility as well. Now, I thought we might see Mongols on this map, but Vikingos Nomadas deciding to keep that one for Ciudad Fantasma if it goes to a game 3. And why is because, and also Tatars actually. And the reason for that is that having one player go for cavalry archers, especially the third player, you know, you're far away enough from the aggression that you actually get the boom into cavalry archers, but close by enough to still help. As we have a bit of scout shenanigans on the pawns here. But yeah, having a ball of cavalry archers is actually pretty helpful here as well. That's worked out historically. Another civilization that is actually pretty good on this map, might be a surprising one, it's Goths. Yeah. You might think like, huh, what are you talking about? Goths are trash. They're actually pretty good on this map. If you can sit in the back here and boom into an infantry spam, it's, you know, even though pro players, you know, higher level players are better able to deal with Goths, right, and making sure they never get to the spam, any pro player will tell you that dealing with a Goth spam with a fully boomed Goth player is still difficult, no matter what skill level you are, because it's so nice to be able to spam units and they just instantly come out of the gate. It's perfect. So yeah, that's an option as well, but of course we won't see that now because no one went for Goth, so that's we're all safe now today. But of course, red, because he's on the shorefish here, does paint the target on his back here. And yeah, green is looking to do some damage here. And like I said, someone has to come and help red as well, because defending with spearmen is not enough here. So yeah, yellow and purple both making some scouts here to come and protect. I'm not so sure about Japanese as a civilization. Like, I'm not really sure what the strategy would be there. For Japanese have great infantry. They have a decent cavalry until Imperial Age. They have fine archers as well. Towers is a thing as well, so that might be what they might be thinking about. We have an engagement here between purple and yellow and green scouts here as well. There were some spearmen in there as well for blue. They did do some damage here. Archers from red also helping a lot in this regard as well. So green probably going to back up, but I must say, got a lot more scout kills over here. Pretty good. Japanese can build mills on fish and in both berries. Yeah, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so Japanese using that 50 wood on your resource buildings can easily spam mills all around, you know, to take more fish. That's true. And they have full CA. Oh yeah, right. You never think about that, right? Like, I don't know why, but I'm like inclined to think of civilizations in historical terms. So then Japanese, that's not really a unit they would historically go for, right? Cavalry archers, but then they have fully upgraded cavalry archers in this game, so they could go for it. This oh boy, teal is on the prowl here. Green making a lot of scouts here. Khmer player going completely bananas with the scout production here. That really is a lot of scouts. That would definitely scare me if I were the opponent here. Like, yellow can see that. He's probably like, that's a lot of scouts. The red is instead going to be sneaky. He's going to try to get around and maybe might actually get to the Cuban player here. If you can get into the wood line, anything to do to damage the gray is pretty good there. Luke Sky thinks of everything, and then some gibberish. Ooh, green, actually, he was looking for that army. He was looking for red, he didn't find it. So red can actually go on and move forward. So we'll keep an eye out on that army here. Not a whole lot of aggression between red and blue so far. No one has decided to come forward with towers. Yeah, you guys were Dragon saying we were planning to attack their pawn, but I saw he's double stable, so I told Spirit to hide. Yeah, that's actually smart, because if they had found those archers, the archers would go down, obviously. But if he can get to gray there, if he can get to gray and do some damage, that'd actually be really good. Yeah, man, Khmer double stable. Pretty good, it's pretty good. And now gray's on the way to Castle Age. Orange is already there, but compare the vill counts here. Well, it's actually not that much of a difference here. Yeah, the human player will have more villagers because you are, of course, researching Castle Age that costs vills normally, but not for humans. You have a town center working. So you enter the Castle Age with more villagers, and that's actually a really good eco bonus. As, ooh, red. No! Gray walled it off. That cheater. That's not allowed. And now red will have to find damage elsewhere. Actually, there's no damage to be found here whatsoever. That's actually unfortunate here. As the Khmer scout horde making its way here to the pawns for red. But red has wisely evacuated a lot of villagers there. Trying to defend here with spearmen, but blue sniping all those spears now. Yeah, it's time to abandon the pawns there. So red is going to run away with those villagers. You do not want to lose that, because for now, map control for Vikingos Nomadas on the pawns here. Now, of course, the Khmer player will... Well, I was going to say it will be delayed to Castle Age, but never mind. It actually has clicked up, so, you know. Should be fine. Where is... Ooh, that's purple. Ooh, purple making its way into the gold for the Khmer player. Khmer player even deleting the mining camp to let the scouts through. So even, you know, you even cost... That little joke cost 100 wood there for... the Khmer player. Archers still hidden in the side of the map there. If they're crossbows, they could actually break through places here as well. So we'll see what happens. Yellow tracking this army from green here. You don't want to let those scouts in anywhere, especially not in the back here, where a happy orange is just booming away on what will soon be 3 town centers. Yeah. Ooh, but Teal's looking for some kills here. Probably got a kill here as well. Gets another kill from purple here, and is probably going back for more here. Ooh, no reaction yet from yellow here. Okay, there he goes. Orange losing another villager there. That's unfortunate for orange. Purple still kind of keeping this green army in the back, and I think green is just going to continue the scout spam here. Blue actually... I'm not sure if he noticed that. He might have noticed that. He might have found that. Is green going that way? Yes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, blue told him. He said, yo, my spearman was killed by something over here. Go check it out. And now, unfortunately, the archers do get found. But it's not light cap just yet. Second army upgrade is not in, so... but it looks like red just going to give up on those crossbows. I think with some micro, you might have actually won that. Honestly. What else is going on? Well, it's going to be light cap spam then for the Khmer player. As Gray is running around here with some knights, forcing some quick walls here from red, who does get this town center up because there's no way to stop it now. But that could have been quite a risky situation. As Gray already making some knights here with the Cuban economy. Instead of just booming into Imperial Age, it's just going to go aggressive with military. And right now, Orange does not have that much military on the field. He's going to go for some camels here to defend himself. That's what counter units are for. Good stuff. Cavalry Archer now for the Japanese player because they get fully upgraded CA, which makes no sense historically. But if we balance this game on historical terms, then this game would suck ass. Because honestly, some civilization would just be unplayable. Like, for example, no metal weapons for any Mesoziv. So, you thought you had champions with Aztecs? Nuh-uh. No way. It's tough to be in the front, says Red here. Yes, I agree. Literally, the term living punching bag is literally what red and blue are in this map. Unfortunately for red, blue has a bit more map control. It's pushing out right now. So blue is not taking a lot of damage here. On the other side here, knights trying to get in here in red's economy. Those are some gray knights here. He's making more military than, you know, you don't have to make a lot of military in gray's position, but I kind of like it. Mixing in some knights here. It's definitely throwing off Tridente's plan here. Because they have to make a lot more military than they probably plan to do here. The CA at some point will start to become a problem for, especially for the light cap here, because they will die quite fast to that. But yeah, of course the crossbows will still be fine in dealing with that. In the meantime, oh, Gray finding some kills on the DC, but look, does respond to that. Garrison's in this DC, of course that DC has way too much HP for the Knights to take out, so that's not going to happen. But light cap, man, light cap raids everywhere right now, and that is not a very good sign, as Gray also breaks into red space, and red is probably lamenting life right now, sitting in the front. His army is chasing something else in the back. And if you start to look at the vill counts, right, so far orange has more vills than gray, so that's good, right? But the vill counts for the other players, it's starting to look a bit better here for Vikingos Nomadas, getting into yellow's woodline as well. They're like all over right now raiding. It's forcing orange to basically give up on the whole idea of no military eco boom, right? You can't. You have to make military, especially when you're chasing light cav around, chasing crossbows around as well. You know, light scouts here still finding kills under a town center as well. Will go down now. Vikingos Nomadas, just look at the production queue and look what they're sending forward. They're sending so much military forward. Red losing a bunch of village on the TC, because when you're looking at 5 spots at the same time, you're gonna lose that you're gonna miss that one spot that you needed to look at. Now you realized, and it's like, damn it. I mean, that always pisses me off when I'm like not looking at my TC and like the enemy kills a lot of vills around it, and then I finally look there and I see a lot of bodies around, and I'm like, no. As blue is like, I'm gonna lose these crossbows anyways, I'll just kill all your villagers. And orange, not like this, orange. There's so many vills down. Ay. And now gray is actually ahead in the vill count here. More villagers continuing to go down. Blue should be cleared up here. Should be cleared up. It's still microing this is away as well. In the meantime, gray is taking fights over here. You know. Now, blue will get cleared up here, but man, position-wise, it just doesn't look very good for Tridente right now. It just doesn't. Like, you took some damage there for sure. Like, you can tell by the vill counts, right? Like, the vill counts, especially for yellow there. It's kind of... Yeah, and... Oh, Capo's missing bloodlines. Oh, yeah. That's a big one. That's a big one. GG, no team. Oh, man. Yeah, actually, I was wondering why you weren't moving your vills there. Yeah, it's hard like when you're microing on the front, when you're doing so much, right? It's so difficult to look at everything. GG, no pocket. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it's and that's the worst part, right? Like in all this time, like you're defending, you're making military, it's gonna hurt your boom. So not only are you behind in villagers, you have to make more villagers, which is just setting you back even more. And it's giving the Cuban player in the back all the time in the world to boom into Imperial Age. And wow, okay, this should actually tell you enough. This should tell you enough how this game has gone. Normally, the players in the front should not be able to reach Imperial Age before anyone else, because normally they would be under so much pressure, right? But green and blue both going up here. That has to be either sling or it has to be just the map control that that Vikingos Nomadas had most of this time. I mean, blue and green don't have the best of economies. Green is Khmer, so you know you get a lot of food, as we have these knights trapping out over here. But man, it's also, all these forward buildings, all the shorefish belongs to them right now. There's some vills to kill here as well, so they still got to be careful there. Camels, not easy to deal with for Khmer, of course, if you go for light cav. Bloodlines now for purple, so he did fix that in the end. They do have the hill. They do have the hill, but there's just not enough military here. Just a few camels there. Orange probably has to send his camels forward as well. They need a good fight. That's what they need. A good fight over here right now. That's what they need. And the Khmer player going for... What is the Khmer player making? It's got to be Halberdier, right? Because that'd be bad for Tridente here. I mean, we still have cavalry archers on the field, so it shouldn't be too bad. But now you see blue and green in Imperial Age, and then you just sit there and you're kind of like, what? Oh no. It's going to be Arbalest from blue, of course, with Bracer, which is not nice. It's going to be green with, well, Hussar for one, and I guess Halberdier as well, because he's getting infantry upgrades as well. Has forward barracks. And suddenly you can't really easily take fights here anymore, because blue... oh, that's nothing. Because blue will have Bracer and Arbalest here, and it's getting increasingly difficult. Cavalry archers now trying to look for some damage. Don't... it's a trap. It's a trap. They can't get out here. They can't get out. No! Purple! Oh, God. The trap. The trap. Look, guys, says in our defense, they won the 5 games in group stage. It's true. It's true. Vikingos Nomadas is one of the teams that was basically unbeaten in the group stage, man. Like, they and Clan Seed were very strong category A sets. I remember that. So, yeah. I mean... Honestly, right, if you're going, like I always say, if you're going to lose from the best, right? It looks good on you. It's, oh, I love the expansion here from Yellow, but oh, you played against both, right? Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that. With Clan Seed, we had more chances. Yeah, it's looking, it's starting to look quite close to being over here. I mean, Orange is on his way to Imperial Age now, but Grey has already reached Imp, is getting his Cavalier upgrade before Orange is even in Imp. Orange dropping a castle now near his production buildings because he wants to keep those up. Will that castle go up, though? House Wall to keep this out. That castle should go up now. Grey's trying to deny it. Steel, in the meantime, is destroying the Dragon's economy. Poor Yellow. Poor Yellow. As Orange is now forced to take the fight before upgrades here. Paladin on the way for the Cuman player as well. You're stuck with Camels now as the Persian player, which, you know, you want Paladin as well. But and then there's also Halberdier from Green, which Camels don't do well, don't do well against at all. You know, you lack attack, and then you also get countered heavily, so... Now, Orange wants his upgrades first. He's only just past halfway here. Taking a fight now with Camels. Has more numbers than Grey, actually, but these are going to be Paladin in a second. You don't have Heavy Camel yet, and Heavy Camel takes a while to complete. Purple sending in some cavalry archers in the back of the economy. This is good. There's lots of villagers right here that can be killed. Like right there, cavalry archers should get a lot of kills here as well. Oh, I love this. Towers from the Korean player. Just guard tower everywhere. I mean, keeps everywhere, I mean. It's awesome. As Blue and Grey are trying to get this castle down, giving up on Orange's castle for now, instead attacking Red first. And Red is stuck in Castle Age for now. And yes, it's a Byzantine castle. It has a lot of HP, but that's Capped Ram right there. Capped Ram will still do very well, and there's just nothing that Red can do about this. Absolutely nothing. TC goes down, castle goes down at the same time. Cavalry Archer still getting some kills, but yeah, Grey and Teal are already on top of that, are just sending some units to chase it around. That means you have to micro that army constantly. Ooh. I think slowly, and now that Paladin comes in for Grey, I think probably Tridente are going to realize that it's going to be increasingly difficult here to ever get a great position in. Not with the entire opponent team in Imperial Age here. Like, only Orange has made it to Imp, and I don't think that that's going to be a viable option for most of the Tridente team here. So, well, it really comes down to Orange now. He's the only one in Imp, but you're stuck with Camels against Arbalest, which is a nightmare. I mean, it all comes back to the insane aggression from Vikingos Nomadas. They just, all 4 of them were sending units forward. All the fights, Orange is now taking a fight with Heavy Camel, has almost full upgrades here. Paladin still get countered by heavy camel there, so that was a good fight for Orange. He's still trying to like cautiously take the fight. You don't want to get too close to the Arbalest because Arbalest will destroy the camels, and now it's all Paladin versus all the camels. Blue is still killing so many units here. Teal is here as well, and with Orange's army going down, there's just no defense against this anymore. And with that, still goes the tournament dream for Tridente. We salute the tournament organizers. They say good luck next round. The GG is called, and Vikingos Nomadas will continue on to the quarterfinals. After it was a deserved win. You know, they played really well. Both teams playing their hearts out. And in the end here, Vikingos Nomadas will triumph as the Siege Rams are rolling forward. And this is just unstoppable at this point. There we go. Awesome stuff. And there we go. GG. Great game. Great game. It was really, yeah, it was well played by both teams there. You know, but just the aggression. It was the aggression from Vikingos Nomadas. Like, normally this map is not played quite like that. Like, what happens is that blue and green will go YOLO, right? Will go YOLO forward with aggression. Teal will fast castle and then join in castle age. And then gray will basically not make any military till late castle age. In most cases, right? That's what often happens on this map. And that is a good strategy, right? That is a good strategy. That works. Like, you have a little 3v3 in the front, and then once your fourth player gets the imp, you push your opponent back with Imperial Age army. It works. That's what makes Goths work. But Vikingos Nomadas were like, yeah, we don't want to play that map. They were like, they're like the team that when it's a water map, all transport villagers to the other side, and we're like, we don't do water. That's not how we do things. But instead, they sent units forward, and all the fights happened around Tridente's base, most of them at least. You know, they weren't able to do a lot of damage to blue and green on the other side, which actually allowed blue and green to go up the imp. And I really want to know if they got slinged up or if they literally just macroed their way up with less economy. Because for Khmer, I believe that, right? Because Khmer farms are awesome. But Khmer, he was also spamming so much light cap all around, so I don't know, man. Yeah, just some... That was just a good game. So let's look at the statistics here while I update the scoreboard. You know, just for shits and giggles. There we go. Yeah, Gray with the Paladin. 185 kills. Got a lot of kills there. And that's usually what happens, right? You push your opponent back with Imperial Age army, but actually Gray, he started in Castle Age and just never let up. And also, because his economy wasn't being hit, his economy started to outpace Orange's economy, because Orange was actually ahead in vills for most of the game. I kept an eye on that, but it was that one raid on the gold that switched the vill counts around. That did it. And then unfortunately, Orange was forced to go into camels, which, yeah, they counter Paladin, but they do not counter archers whatsoever. So, economy-wise, yeah, see, there you go. That's what I thought. So not for blue then. Blue actually made his way up to Imperial himself, but you're making only archers, right? You're not investing a lot in food in your military, so it's possible. But Teal, I think they slung him some resources to get him up to imp. That makes sense because he was spamming so many light cap. That's a lot of food still, even with Khmer farms. So it was actually great at that. So that's pretty nice. Looking at the society there, look at the boom. In the end, 139 villagers for Gray, 125 for Orange. So, again, both very strong booms. But then compare the other players, and 119 villagers for the Khmer player. That's crazy, man. Especially in Green's position, because normally you don't really get the boom a lot. Depending on how the game goes, of course. Sometimes it happens like that. But yeah, GG.